My name is Allie Schulist. I would be in the Tuesday at 10 o'clock section, and I am giving my informative speech. One of the most common things young adults see today are e-cigarettes. Whether it's at a party, at school, or even just around town, e-cigarettes are becoming a normal sight. But are they better than traditional cigarettes? Are there risks to these new technological cigarettes? Let's dive deeper into this topic to understand what they are, how they work, what are the risks, and why young adults need to take precautions. So, what are e-cigarettes? E-cigarettes are electronic devices that heat a liquid to produce an aerosol or a mix of small particles in the air. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes. They can range from looking like a flash drive or a pen to looking like a normal pipe and a normal cigarette. They also can be called different names like e-cig, mod, vape, or Juul. How do they work? So, e-cigarettes produce an aerosol by heating a liquid that usually contains nicotine, flavoring, and other chemicals. The users inhale the aerosol into the lungs and exhale out. So, as you can see in this diagram, here is your heater. Here is your liquid holder. This is your battery. So, as you can see in this e-cigarette, it's very large. And right here is where you put your mouth and inhale in and then exhale out. So the battery is going to charge the heater here, which is going to heat the liquid and produce that aerosol. Bystanders can also breathe in the aerosol when the user exhales out, so that also gets that toxins into their lungs as well. E-cigarettes have been the most used tobacco product by youth, which includes middle school, high school, and college students in the U.S. since 2014. In 2014, the use of e-cigarettes by young adults 18 through 24 surpassed that of adults 25 years of age or older. More than a third of young adults have tried e-cigarettes. Dual use of e-cigarettes and regular cigarettes by the same person is common in young adults 18 through 24. Young people who use e-cigarettes are most likely to smoke traditional cigarettes in the future. So why do they appeal to young people? Young people could have use of family and friend, like a family member or friends that are using them that convince them. The taste. So there are many, many different flavors. As you can see, you walk into like a smoke shop or even just into a gas station, you could see all these different flavors that you can put into your e-cigarette tool. And then you can, obviously, like they're going to taste good, so that makes it more attractive to young people. So, and also their belief that e-cigarettes are less harmful than other tobacco products. So in 2014, 10% of the U.S. Young adults believed that e-cigarettes had no harm. 62% believed they caused little to some harm. And 28% believed they caused a lot of harm only when used a majority of days. And also, young people are just curious. They would rather take risks. They're more susceptible to taking risks of their health than when they're younger than when they are older. Like trial and error, make mistakes. And also marketing techniques target young adults. So they make their marketing techniques, flashy, bright colors. They use actually kids to market their products. So as you can see, this is off a commercial, and it's a little kid, obviously elementary, middle school, smoking an e-cigarette. So, what are the risks? So e-cigarettes contain nicotine, which is highly addictive and can cause harm in the adolescent brain. So the brain is our last organ to fully develop. It actually doesn't stop developing until we are in our early 20s. So nicotine exposure during periods of significant brain development, so as an adolescent, can disrupt the growth of brain circuits that control attention, mood, impulses, learning, and addiction. Nicotine changes the way synapses are formed in the brain, which can harm parts of the brain that control attention and learning. And since addiction is a type of learning or that is learned in our brain. Young people are also more susceptible to be addicted when they try these when they're younger. Nicotine can also prime the adolescent brain for addiction and other drugs, such as cocaine or marijuana. So it's kind of a gateway drug. Some ingredients to e-cigarettes are harmful to the lungs. So the flavorings may be safe to eat, but not to inhale, because the gut can process more substances than the lungs. So an example would be for the flavorings like cinnamon bun flavoring, cotton candy flavoring, gummy bear flavoring, any of those that would actually taste good, but our lungs cannot obviously digest. So the e-cigarette aerosol that the user breathes in is not just harmless water vapor like you would hear. It contains nicotine. It contains ultrafine particles that can be inhaled deeply into the lungs, and they can actually build up and cause damage to the lungs. So our lungs are like this. So you inhale, and you can actually get damage caused on like the little branches here, and just in general on the lung. So flavoring also such as diacetyl, which is a chemical that can be linked to serious lung disease, or organic compounds like benzene, which is actually found in car exhaust. So do you really want to put that into your lungs? It also contains cancer-causing chemicals and heavy metals such as nickel, tin, and lead. So children and adults have been poisoned by swallowing, breathing, or absorbing e-cigarette liquid into their skin or eyes. An indigestion of the e-cigarette liquid can cause acute toxicity or possible death. So even if you just like put it on your tongue, it like burns. It burns. It doesn't taste good. It may smell good. It may when you exhale it out, you may get that awesome flavoring, but it does not taste good and it's highly toxic. Because nicotine is highly addictive, it may be hard or nearly impossible for a woman that is addicted to stop when she becomes pregnant. And because of this, nicotine, if she continues to use cigarettes or e-cigarettes while she's pregnant, nicotine can travel across the placenta and affect fetal and postnatal development, which may result in the child, the adolescent, coming out addicted to nicotine already, or it can also cause SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. So there are a number of public health concerns, and those include increase in the number of youth and young adults that are exposed to nicotine, lead non-smokers to start smoking again. It'll, bring that habit back up. It also sustains nicotine addiction. So like those that are trying to quit cannot quit because they still get that nicotine fix with the e-cigarettes, just in a different form. And also it's the likelihood of former smokers to start up smoking again and become addicted is very, very high. So all in all, there's so much more research that needs to be done on these e-cigarettes since it is a fairly new topic and it is infecting our youth. However, we must start taking precautions now. So actions include education to not only youth, but their parents, their teachers, healthcare workers, to continue to educate and to show young adults what's all going on. Also by increasing policies and regulating marketing, taxes, price of the products, so young adults can understand how expensive the addiction really is and to take the precautions that they need to. So currently the FDA is taking some precautions by regulating manufacturing, importing, packaging, labeling, promotion, sale, and distribution of the e-cigarettes. However, there's still more that needs to be done because obviously we're still struggling with this issue in the US. So education is the most important, and then also stressing the issues of e-cigarettes will hopefully help us turn the world away from these harmful products. Thank you.